Hey guys, what's up? It's Sidekick Lefty. It's been a while. I haven't actually been making content for a few months. I got a little overworked, but a streamer of mine really loved this video that I made, and I took it off my channel, and I kind of wanted to revisit it and kind of recreate it. So that's what I'm doing now. This is my Nightblade Khatjiit Magkia DPS. So let's go over some combat first. Baggers out. This will show you what these numbers can do. My food's going to go in like 15 minutes. We're just going to try and pull some dudes. Make this really fun. Hopefully I don't die. It's been a while. Just gotta hit somebody, right? Alright, so the cool thing about this is as you can see, I just pulled 3 groups there and just annihilated all of them, right? And got all my resources back while soloing. To me, I feel like that's pretty freaking impressive. So now we're gonna go over some numbers and how to like properly farm mobs of dudes and what the best set I think is for farming dudes. Let's get back here to this to the starting point. Now, obviously, champion points help. Don't get me wrong, the more you have, the better your guy performs. But gear and skills are pretty major in this sense too. So let's check this out. Alright. So I got 816 champion points. I can go over them all day. Basically critical damage, critical healing, 10% critical damage per stage when I'm flanking, real good. And, it's this one. Whenever you kill an enemy under the effects of status effect, violently explodes. So if they're under the effects of anything, they take an additional 4,000 oblivion damage, because that's maxed out. Which is pretty cool, because lightning actually does that. So, let's just check this out, right? But this is the set I wanted to talk to you guys about. Now, this one has Robust on it. I kind of want mana, but Robust is whatever. But the key ingredients here for your Vengeance Leech, this is, again, perfect farming set. So we're just going to scroll down 3-piece. Whenever you kill an enemy, you heal for 2,000 life and restore 2,000 Magkia and stamina per dude killed. So the more people you have in the mob, the more you get back. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory. I would fully recommend, if you're new to this game or not new to this game and you don't have this set and you have to do some farming, pick this set up. It's well worth it. It should be in the market. Now, I had to replace this with Mother Sorrow. As you can see, Mother Sorrow, I lost a lot of critical, but I made that up, and I'll explode most of that up. So we got Julianos. If you haven't seen Julianos, they're right here. Julianos is alright. I actually prefer, for this set, I would actually switch out Julianos for a 5-piece of, oh god, what's that yellow one? 5-piece of, really? Mother Sorrow. Just for the critical value. I think it's more important versus weapon damage. Critical value to me is way more important than PvE anyway. So now granted, this is a gold weapon. I got 7.2 on the critical value for ice and for lightning. Now I prefer to use lightning. Now I'm running poisons on mine. To me, I think they're way more important than enchanting on weapons to begin with. My poison currently right now is doing 1,329 poison damage per 3.5 seconds and 800 more poison damage over the course of 6.4 seconds with a 10-second cooldown. That's some damage, not including what I'm doing. And you saw the numbers when I was hitting the dudes. Now the only thing I'm getting off the set right now is a 2-piece, which is Magkia, But here, we're gonna check these skills out real quick. I'm just gonna go over the bar. All right, so on the front bar, this is my front bar. I got what's this one called? This one's called Inner Light. It's in the Mage Guild abilities. I have it simply to make up for the lack thereof a 5-piece set from my my Julianos. And this one says, while slotted, you get major savagery and philosophy, increasing weapon and spell critical rating by 2,629. And it scales off of and your max Magkia is increased by 5%. I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer, man. Like, you use it if you want a higher critical value. With my Khatjiit, I do. This is one of my favorite moves. it's just fun. You get away from people with this move. It's really good, and it's designed for you to run backwards, not forward, unless you're running through a dungeon. But for combat, you want to press this and run backwards. Creates a corridor of shadows, granting you and allies in area major expedition, increasing movement speed by 30%, which is persistent for 4 seconds after leaving the path. This is a 12-second duration, so it's pretty good. It also deals to this. But I like the bottom part. So not only do you run away faster backwards, right? You do 2,000 magic damage to enemies in the target area for every second. This lasts 12 seconds, so 12 times 2 is 2,400 damage, right? But each 2,000 damage can be increased by your critical damage, which mine currently is 44% with inner light slotted. Now, Storm Blockade, this one's really fun, and this is where I get extra oblivion damage when they explode because of this ability. Slam your staff into the ground, create a storm barrier in front of you, dealing 1,000 shock damage to all enemies within target area every 1 second, and setting them concussed enemies off balance for 7 seconds. Pretty freaking good, right? Again, a damage over time tick. This one is just a super heal. That's what I use it for. I just heal myself. Siphon, doing 6,000 magic damage to all nearby enemies and healing yourself for 1,000 plus 20% for each enemy hit. If the enemy you hit gains... Alright, so whenever you hit an enemy, you gain major brutality and sorcery, increasing weapon and spell damage by 20% for 20 seconds. Thus the other reason why I feel like you would want Mother's Sorrow over Juliano's. Alright. And then your shield. This thing is just plain and simple. It lasts 6 seconds, but is insanely good. I absorb 10,000 damage for 6 seconds, and flat out 10,000 for. It's pretty good. Convert a portion of your magic into perspective ward, gaining a damage shield that absorbs 10,000 damage for 6 seconds. Damage shield strength is capped at 60% of your maximum life. Each piece of light armor worn increases the amount of damage absorbed by 6%. This move is just incredible. And then I have Shooting Star. I really like Shooting Star. This also generates ultimate. On top of that, it's a damage over time tick. So after impact, enemies in the front target take 4,000 fire damage over 1 second for 13 seconds, which that fire damage can critical each time it ticks. So every second, 13 ticks of 4,000 can turn into 9,000 pretty quickly. Alright, because I have more than 100% spell critical. And then the first part of it, again, Shooting Star, first part of it, call a comet down from the constellations to blast an enemy, dealing 14,000 flame damage and knocking all enemies in the area down and stunning them for 2 seconds. That's pretty freaking gnarly. I got a bunch of other moves picked. What's super important? That's the front bar. Back bar is my healing bar. I don't really need this one. I just think it's really good boss killer. Like this is an insanely good boss killer. Blind an enemy with chaotic magic damage, dealing 12,000 magic damage over the course of 12 seconds and healing you for 1,000 every 2 seconds. And the healing now with the Khatjiit and the champion points, your healing and your spell critical go off of that. So I heal from this move, right? Which is self heal. It's pretty gnarly. Mystic orbs. You know what I mean? Without a doubt, I always want these on. It's good stuff. I have Mirage just for farming in here to give myself more physical resistance, and I do have Shroud. I got Minor and Minor Protection? Yeah. Minor Evasion and Minor Resolve. I reduce area damage by 20% and increase physical spell damage by all but 13k. Well, sorry, all but 3k for all but 30 seconds. And then this should be Minor Protection. This one's really good too. Minor Protection for 12 seconds, reducing the damage you take by 5%, and also healing me, which allows me to pull more dudes. So now that you saw the bullshit, we're gonna go back into the fight and use some speed buffs. Because like you said, you saw how much I'm regeneration, and oh, hit a rock. You saw how quickly I regenerate, right? Like I just regenerate. I gotta remember where dudes are. Alright, so there's some right here. That's definitely not enough. I want to go. That's a what? I jumped. I want to go this way. Can I go this way? Alright, let's just pull these dudes and call it a day, right? Alright, so there's 3 groups of pull. There's 4 groups of dudes pulled. We're gonna do some backflips. Let me heal back up. Alright, so here's the wild part. Again, all my resources are back to normal. Like, just wrecked them. Yeah, I feel like this is just a really fun. It's really fun. The only downside is there's a bunch of dudes in this area, and I'm having a hard time trying to like get a big enough group to pull. I don't think there's a group up here, but I could be wrong. So give me 1 second. It's been a while since I've been in here.
Wow.
Right. Oh yeah, perfect. Right. No, they're so people are farming this area too. This is actually one of my favorite places to farm. You can pull a lot in here. Super really close quarters. But this dude's doing the same. It's just if he was actually good at it, he'd pull more than one group.
So you got the Sith lightning, bruh.
Yeah. But as you can see, all this damage ticks are hitting right now. Like that's pretty freaking incredible.
Yep.
But anyway, like I said, that's my. This is my Nightblade, freaking Khatjiit. I said it's pretty wild. The damage output isn't really good. It gets super good, and I can even, if I do feel like being frisky with certain things, I could actually take one of these off. Which honestly, I don't know. I'd probably take off Fear, even though Fear is really good for farming. It slows everyone down. I personally like Pulsar. Pulsar's incredible. It does an insane amount of damage, and it reduces their max life, which is incredible. But you could switch it out and do some other really well, like Impale. Impale's incredible too. No, switch it around. This one heals you also. Marked enemies die, so this is actually pretty cool. This is one marked. Reaper's Mark is legit one of my favorite moves for Nightblades. It's very big. All right, so expose the enemy's weakness, giving major breach, reducing their spell and physical resistance by all but 6,000. It's pretty good. And then so reduce their armor, their magical and physical armor by 6,000 for 20 seconds. When the marked enemy dies, they heal for 17k, which is incredible. But as you can see, it's melting. Like it just melts, man. And I get all my resources back, depending on how big the group is, and that's why I'm a huge fan of this build. I literally, like, depending on how big this group is, I get all my resources back, so you can forever farm, and that's why that's honestly why I like it the most, because you can forever farm. If you're here and you pull 3 or 4 groups, you get all your resources back, all of them back. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's incredible, and it's an insane amount of fun. Like I said, if you're new to the Nightblades, this is what you want to do, man. I'd strongly recommend it. But anyway, I think that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. I definitely had fun making it. If you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel, that'd be fantastic. And if you want more advice on how to build characters, let me know. I typically specialize in Nightblades. I haven't played too many of the other classes. A few of them are really good, but just find whatever one works for you, and that's my best advice. Whatever one fits your playstyle that you can use, that's the one you want to stick with. But anyway, I hope you guys had a good time. Thanks for checking out my video. Again, like and subscribe, be fantastic. Alright, take care.